Is this the time to panic? Well, the short answer is yes and no. It depends what kind of investments you're already involved with. A lot of people, I feel for you because a lot of your investments are in 401k plans, things like that, where you can't easily get that money out or convert it or change it around. A lot of people are getting burned by what's going on with the markets. Are we done yet? It depends on what type of stock you're talking about, and in my opinion. And the one thing I always tell you is that when a bunch of stocks decline, the ones that decline the least are always the ones that perform the best coming out of that decline or off of the bounce. And that's what you're seeing with a lot of these precious metals mining companies. They fell, but they didn't fall as much as comparable stocks that are on the technology heavy indexes and other broader indexes. I'll show you some charts here of what's going on with the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Here's the S&P, which has had the two largest point decline days back to back ever. Here's the Russell 2000. And to look at some of these stocks, here's Newmont Mining. Here's Barrick Gold. Compared to what's going on with a lot of these Magnificent Seven and most of the broader markets, and especially oil companies right now, this decline is actually showing you strength. I said before this happened ages ago, we've been talking about this moment coming up for such a long time now. I'm feeling quite vindicated. But you understand, it's all widespread market risk, kicked off by the uncertainty from the tariffs. But it would have happened either way. This is what I've been talking about. It's been coming up for so long. But just one last thing with the mining companies, even in some of the after hours trading, you're seeing them already start to bounce back positive. Meanwhile, a lot of these other stocks have a lot lower to go, in my opinion. And does the market bounce? It will bounce. It'll have a very, really strong bounce higher at one point. Maybe tomorrow, maybe today, maybe 2 days from now, but it'll happen. And then, in my opinion, stocks will then start fading back down from that point and go a lot lower. Fulfilling what I've been telling you, it's been coming for such a long time since I've been talking about the Q ratio and the Buffett indicator. This market has to completely deleverage. It has to come down to realistic valuations, and everything's going to come down. Baby's going out with the bathwater. There's margin calls. But listen to this. One of the things that is going to do well in this chaos will be mining companies, in my opinion. Gold and silver mining companies, the ones that aren't going to go out of business because they're approved by me, those are the companies that are going to do tremendously well as the uncertainty really maxes out. There's going to be a lot of blood on the streets, a lot of chaos. Your decisions now are so much more important than your decisions most other times of the year or of your life. This is a big moment for you right now to be keeping an eye on this and making the decisions you think are going to help you best in this moment, because we are in a lot of trouble here financially, as I've been telling you for decades. And now everyone's noticing it. It's too late. So it's about how do you position yourself as your plane's going to crash. There will be some survivors. There will be a lot of people who don't do very well coming out of this. I've told you before that more millionaires were made in the Great Depression than any other point up until that point in history. It's going to be the same thing again. I've told you that before, and I still mean it. The chaos you're about to see is going to make a lot of tremendous bargains for people who have any kind of dry powder on the sideline. Here's Kinross Gold, here's Aveno Silver Mining. So for what I'm doing right now with my personal holdings, I'm holding on to all my gold and silver mining companies throughout this commotion. I did a recent video about what happens to the mining companies in recession, in depression, in any kind of economic calamity, corrections. And it all says the same story, as does everything going on in the world right now. It's all saying that you're going to want to own some gold, and you're going to want to definitely own some of these gold mining companies, the better quality ones that are going to do really well based on the price of the commodity that they mine being more valuable to everybody across the world. There's going to be a great recovery started by and led by pretty much only the precious metals companies. And when they get to that peak and then markets get to their bottom, that's when you sell the mining companies and put it all into really undervalued bellwether stocks, blue chip stocks that are trading at pennies compared to what they should be at. But here's a conflict of interest for you. In his first term, Donald Trump ordered the assassination of Soleimani, and Iran has said, we are going to assassinate you in response to that. But it is kind of in the interest of the president to go to war with Iran if they're saying that they're going to kill him. It's a little bit of a conflict of interest. I don't know what I would do in any of these situations. I'm just saying something to think about. Because all of the American military logistical network and supply networks have been shifted over towards support near Iran. We're talking about refueling planes. We're talking about extra submarines. We're talking about cargo planes. We're talking about logistical inventories. Everything is setting up. Maybe it's posturing. That's what I like to hope to believe. Everything's setting up, though, for if there were to be an attack on Iran, which I've been talking about for a while, expecting it to happen. And I hope that you also will at least open your mind for a second to expect it to happen, because just in that second, maybe I'm right, maybe it happens. I hope it doesn't. It'll be tremendously horrible. It will change the entire direction of the earth worldwide for all of time. But it's all looking likely that they're either posturing or they're gearing up for an actual strike against Iran. That's Israel and America striking Iran. That will change everything from that point on going forward. And we'll talk about a lot of it as it happens on this channel. So you want to subscribe to this channel, please click like. It helps us get more people's eyes open to what's about to happen. And let me know if you agree with anything I've said here today in the comments below this video. We love you guys. Best wishes.